New York Comic-Con is in full swing, and with it brought us a panel for the Owl House Season 3, giving us some juicy tidbits on the third season, including the first 6 minutes of Season 3, which we publicly only got 2 of, but hey, better than nothing. Now, we will be breaking down the full 6 minutes, but to respect the crew's wishes of keeping that footage special for the audience, we will only be showing clips that were officially released, while getting creative with everything else. But hey, Luz coming out to her mother, Hunter seeing dead people, and shade being thrown at Odalia? What more could the show give you at this point? Let's waste no time and dive right in. But before we do, please take a moment to throw this video a like and subscribe to the channel. With all that said, we open with a voiceover of King's final words to Luz at the end of Season 2. "I'm so happy I had you as a big sister," followed by the kids getting shot out of the portal. After Luz reunites with her mother, Camila gives Luz a warm, tangible embrace. And the kids are seen using their magic to help Camila around the house, finishing up the chores. Luz goes to get a band-aid for Amity out of her bathroom when she's approached by Hunter. Hunter thanks Luz for keeping his identity as a Grimwalker a secret, and checks in on how she's doing. This conversation serves to remind us the events of Hollow Mind, and how these two are terrified of their friends learning about their unknowing roles in Belos' plans. Hunter's particularly afraid, because as far as he knows, he's just a clone of a witch hunter. He has no idea that Caleb fell in love with a witch himself, and paid the price for this star-crossed affair when he was slain by his brother. And Luz's fears are a bit more rationalized, as after Hollow Mind, she was just upset that she helped Philip at all. But now she's guilty that she specifically helped him find the Collector, feeling as if they would have never gotten into this mess if she just stayed away. Of course, both of these fears are irrational, but since Gus read Belos' mind while keeping him at bay, he at least learned that Belos killed his own brother. But there's a good chance he may also have saw that Hunter's a Grimwalker, or at least he can piece it together, and that Luz once encountered Philip due to time travel shenanigans. Willow mentions that they don't know what the Collector is or how Belos found him, which I think may be planting the seeds for us to dive into the Collector's origins in either the second or third special, if we don't get that exposition later in this special from Belos himself. Camila assures the gang that they'll find a way back home, and that for now, they're safe on Earth. But as she says that, we see the goopy remains of Belos slithering away from the house, jumping onto the street. We don't know much about Belos in this current state, if he's conscious of his surroundings, if he can form cohesive thoughts, or if he's simply in survival mode. I suspect if he's not hiding out in the abandoned house, then he might be headed towards an old stopping ground for witch hunters. I'm really interested to see how he'll develop in this special, and how everything plays out. While Hunter rolls out a sleeping bag in the communal area, Gus is going crazy for all the little earth trinkets that he can get his hands on. This was a moment in the making since Season 1, when he was introduced as the leader of the Human Appreciation Club, and it's just so heartwarming to see it pay off here. Hunter expresses his gratitude towards Camila by taking a knee. Old habits die hard, I guess, but she's kind of freaked out by it and asks him to never do that again. Yeah, back off, buddy, because if she's anyone's queen, she's mine. That's right, Camila. I'll take care of you. You don't gotta struggle to make ends meet as a single mother when I got a YouTube channel, baby. Let Voxy take care of everything. No one show this to my therapist. Also, we can see Luz's dress from the first episode hanging up in the background, with the stain still intact.
Oh, happy dagger, give me death!
V tries to explain how alarm clocks function on Earth, beeping instead of screaming, but the strange sound alarms Willow and Amity, so they smash it up real good. Bit of an overreaction. Just don't let them find out about fire detectors, Amber Alerts, or tornado sirens.
There's that chirping again! How are you not hearing that? Newsflash, asshole! I've been hearing it the entire goddamn time!
Camila finds Luz in a hallway full of family photos ranging from when Luz was a baby, all the way to her teenage years. Young Noseda clearly in deep thought. Luz profusely apologizes for running away to the demon realm, addressing their tense conversation from yesterday's lie.
Did you hate living with me that much?
Mama, no!
But Camila tells Luz that they'll have time to talk later, and she's just relieved to have her kid home. Luz gives a burdened response, acknowledging that even if she's back where she belongs, her friends are far from their own home, and she feels responsible. This leads into the opening montage for this special that takes us through the time skip, starting with the kids pulling up to the abandoned house in order to set up their base of operations. Luz looks determined to get the job done. However, this is immediately followed up by Luz presenting a movie maker coming out video to her mom, featuring photos from Grom and around the Owl House. As you can imagine, the crowd went wild, and it's incredible to see Dana fire off on all cylinders now that the show is in the endgame. At this point, if a country wants to drop the show when it's this close to the finish line, it's their loss. Gus also creates numerous copies of himself that run around waving the bye flag. Beautiful touch. Back in the abandoned house, Ghost and the other palismen watch as Flapjack comfortably pecks holes into the ground. This alludes to what I've been saying for months. This abandoned house is Philip and Caleb's old home. Flapjack is a lot more at home here than the rest of the palismen because for an extended period of time, this was his home. And it's the home of his former owner. The kids hang up portraits they drew of their families to serve as motivation to get them back home. And I couldn't help but laugh when I noticed that Amity drew Alidor, Emera, and Edric, but no Odalia. That bitch gets no love in these streets. You hear that, Odalia? You suck. Hunter, whose hair is starting to get shaggy, stares at their art as he silently laments over his lack of family. The only relative he ever had was Belos, and that in itself was a facade. Also, a possum jumps out of a sketch mock-up of a portal door, and it's real scary. Keep that thing away from me. Gus, Willow, Amity, and Hunter all take a stab at some Earth fashion, while V morphs into a human form of her own, as seen in the poster. Her two-toned hair consisting of light green and blue, the colors in her basilisk form. Camila is also just being the best adopted mom around throughout all of this, running to V with open arms. Jumping forward in time, Hunter with much longer hair is holding a book that reads Witch Hunters of Graysfield, implying he snuck off to the library in search of knowledge on Belos and Caleb. In the bathroom, he closes the cabinet door shut as his reflection shifts from himself to Caleb to a very angry Belos back to himself. Now, whether this is just trauma at work or a hint that Belos is connected to Hunter due to the goop falling on Hunter's shoulder is yet to be seen. But either way, they seem to be setting up Hunter to have a strong feeling that Belos is still out there. Something that'll be played out as paranoia at first, at least by the rest of the characters, but very quickly, his paranoia will unfortunately be validated. Hunter freaks out as anyone would from this, causing Willow to find him cutting his hair off mid-panic attack, and he vaguely resembles Sir William from the unreleased Owl House pilot, aka the guy who was definitely Hunter's prototype. OMG, a Grimwalker of a Grimwalker? No way! Willow helps Hunter fix his haircut, taking us to the end of the time skip, where Hunter, wearing the same outfit as Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life, gives the green light to let the portal test commence. It seems as if they're using a mix of Luz's knowledge from her first attempt at making a portal and combining it with the magic of palisman, illustrations of glyphs, and Willow's plant magic in hopes of getting it going. But without Titan's blood, it seems to be hopeless. The portal catches fire, to which Gus prepares to literally throw a fire extinguisher right at it, but V stops him and puts it to proper use. The kids try to make a dish for Luz and Camila, which was amusing, but what's going to be a standout scene for many is Luz taking Amity out into the rain. Amity initially scared due to her acclimation to boiling rain, but as Luz eases her into it, they break out into an excited little dance. Ah, so cute, so romantic, so just pure wholesomeness. I love it. Accompanied by the rest of their friends, Amity forms a ball of light in a moment that's reminiscent of the end of the series' opening theme. Finally, we get a reminder that glyph magic can't work on Earth without the Titan, as Luz draws and presses onto a light glyph in the midst of her sketchbook to no results. This book is also full of sketches of Ida, King, and Hootie, so you can tell Luz misses them badly, and is really hoping that they're all okay. She glances at her unhatched palisman egg before realizing the school bus is here, so Luz is going to school, seemingly solo. I guess you can't enroll magic kids without birth certificates or whatever. Luz doesn't look like she wants to go to school, honestly, and I feel for her. As she gets into the bus and it drives off, the camera pans up to reveal the Owl House logo, officially ushering in the final season of the show. And scene! Woo! I don't know about you guys, but I feel like they already covered a lot of ground in 6 minutes, and I can't wait to see how they handle the remaining 38. What are your thoughts on these clips? Drop them in the comments down below, and keep the conversation going by giving us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at OstricVox and at Roundtable Vids. Remember, we will be doing the fan spotlight, so if you want your fan art featured in our breakdown, give us a follow and tag us in your art. I repeat, tag us in your art. Not just to mention because it can slip through the cracks pretty easily. If you're in the market for some dope Owl House inspired merch, check out our designs over at Toondrip, with more on the way. And if you enjoyed this video, please throw it a like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace!